Hey guys, so if you don't know me, my name is Lisa, and I decided to do a Draw My Life today, but this isn't a typical Draw My Life, because I didn't want to do it on a whiteboard, so I already have it all drawn out and stuff. So I did this morning, because I had nothing better to do. So this is my Draw My Life. I hope you enjoy. I was born November 23rd, 1997, in this really big hospital in Jacksonville. I was originally supposed to be born in St. Mary's, Georgia, but they said it was too complicated and they wanted it to be a better hospital, so they sent me to Jacksonville. So they drove my mom in an ambulance all the way from St. Mary's to Jacksonville, and my dad followed behind in a little Ford Fiesta. And he still beat the ambulance to the hospital even though he stopped for gas. When I was born, I was 3 pounds and 5 ounces. I'm not sure how long I was because I just don't remember what my mom said. But I couldn't come home for 2 months after I was born because I was premature and I was 2 months early. So I want to make sure that I didn't get sick and that I was okay to leave because I still couldn't breathe on my own when I was born. So after I got to come home, we visited my grandparents. And my grandma hadn't seen me outside the hospital, and she hadn't got to hold me because I was in an incubator. So when she got to hold me, when we got there, she kind of flipped out a little bit because she didn't expect it. My mom had forgotten something from my diaper bag in the car, so she had to go back. So she just handed me to my grandma. My grandma kind of held me like, what do I do with this? Because she never held me before. So she was kind of nervous about what to do with me. And it was kind of funny now that I think about it. I was always told that I was a happy baby. I was always smiling with my beautiful blue eyes. And I kind of believe it now. But I have so many great memories on my old swing set, tire swing, and trampoline. It's not even funny. I had this cool story of when I was little. We were at my aunt's house, and I was a very picky eater, and I still am. I was around 2 years old, and she asked me, "Why don't you like macaroni and cheese?" Because I still don't now. And she said, I said, maybe I will when I'm older, but I think that's grown-up food. I just thought that was hilarious. I had to add that in here. So when I was around 2, I got this swing set at our house, and it was set up between our trees. It had this cool slide that I remember sliding down. I'd climb up the side where the ladder was, and my mom would hold me to make sure I didn't fall, because she always knew how fragile I was. And one day, after my dad got home from work, he brought home this tiny trampoline that was originally made for working out for older people. That's 2 inches off the ground. I thought I was the coolest kid in town that I had the trampoline and nobody else did. And my cousins always had this tire swing that I was never allowed to be on because I was so tiny and so fragile. But when I was around age 4, I was finally allowed to be on it, and I came to school bragging about how I got to be on our tire swing for the first time. I thought it was awesome. So during elementary school, I had the best time from pre-K to 3rd grade. I got A's and B's, and I loved it so much. I couldn't wait to get on the bus in the morning to see my best friend, and it was just a wonderful experience. I especially loved my kindergarten teacher, who made sure I did creative writing wonderfully. She even copied one of my pieces. Now that it sounds weird calling it pieces because I was in kindergarten, but still. She thought it was amazing, had me copy it, and she still has it on her wall today, and I'm so proud of it still. 4th and 5th grade, it wasn't so great because the girl that I thought was my best friend turned out to not be my best friend. She kind of turned on me for another girl, and it kind of broke my heart a little bit, but it wasn't as bad until 6th grade. By 6th grade, I already made new friends, but they seemed to turn on me too. My grades dropped from A's and B's to B's and C's to F's and C's. It wasn't a great experience, but I don't wish it didn't happen because it made me stronger in the person I am today. They called me names and wouldn't leave me alone, but as much as I felt alone, I didn't want to believe it. And that summer, it got worse, but I really don't want to go into that. So by middle school, it was a lot better. Just let me show you. Middle school, I didn't need those girls because I had so many new friends. At our school, it combines a bunch of different elementary schools to one middle school and one high school. So by middle school, I had a lot of new friends. There was Evan, the drummer, and then Daniel, who loved video games and music, Matthew, who loved video games and music, and Ryan, who loved the same things. David and Alex both loved skateboarding. My friend Gabby just loved to be around people and make people laugh. My friend Martina just loved to make you smile. Erica always had a smile on her face no matter what. And then Lauren, she just loved music and she didn't care what people thought. Mackenzie just loved to be around people. She loved to be outdoors and at the beach all the time. And then there was me, who just loved it all, to be around my friends and to feel loved again. I couldn't get enough of all my friends and how much they loved me and supported me. Even though I had new friends, that girl that kind of bullied me still followed me around. She said I'm still stupid and that they're just going to leave once they realize what a loser I am. And then my friend stood up for me and said, just don't listen to her, we still love you, and it made my life so much better at the time. In 8th grade, one of my friends, I'm not going to name names because it's not my place, he was bullied by the same girl that bullied me, calling him gay and a faggot and gross. He doesn't know this, but I stood up for him. I went behind his back to this girl and said that you're just jealous of how he has better fashion sense than you do, which is very true, by the way. So, and if you're watching this, just don't bring it up because I don't like to talk about it. I don't want her picking on you like she did me. I don't have a drawing for this because I didn't know exactly how to express it, so I'm just going to talk about it. The summer of 8th grade, between 7th grade and 8th grade, I started learning sign language. I didn't know I was hard of hearing at the time. I just thought it'd be a cool thing to learn. So I looked it up on YouTube and I started learning basic signs like nice to meet you and I love you, which is kind of like stuff you learn in elementary school, and my name is Lisa. It's just easy stuff like that. So near the end of 8th grade, I went to the Board of Education because at our school we only have one option when you get to high school, which is Spanish. And I didn't want to take Spanish. So I went to them and offered if they would teach sign language. I signed the entire time of my presentation. I loved it because I got to speak my opinions and voice how I thought. And apparently I was really good at it and very entertaining and persuasive because they laughed when I tried to make jokes and they loved it. They're still pending on it even though I'm about to be in 10th grade. But I might go back near the end of this year and still talk about it. During the summer after 8th grade, before high school, I joined Tumblr, which is the fandoms, the fan fiction, the shipping, and OTP stuff. And also that summer I found out I was hard of hearing and I became more involved in the deaf community. And right here I did a little countdown from like summer until my first day of freshman year. And I was so excited for school to start. School actually started on my first day. I walked into the wrong classroom. So I was like, so this isn't science class. I walked in like a 10th grade geography room or whatever. And then I almost got trash canned by one of my friends, which was also a freshman. So I was like, dude, what the heck are you doing? And then I already kind of like was slipping into depression in 8th grade, but I didn't really know what the feeling was. So in my freshman year, I was diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and eating disorder, and the way I coped with it was self-harm, which is never the answer. I'm going to make a It Gets Better video later about it because I'm running out of time in this video. And I joined Chorus, which I made new friends, August, Dalton, Johnny, Nikki, and Chelsea, and they helped me so much. And then it got a lot better when I joined Color Guard, which is I'm doing band camp right now. And it's gotten so much better since then. If you watch my video, Proud to Love, you'll see how far I've come, and I'll make it Gets Better.